is going on, guys? There's a lot of pushback against the no-fat movement. I want to bring attention to this area and talk about some of the benefits that you can experience from this practice of retaining your seed. This is a practice that I have implemented for the last 3 or 4 years of my life, and it's helped me progress in a lot of areas. This practice has helped me find my purpose. It's helped me level up in pretty much every area of life. And so today we're going to talk about the benefits of this practice. Semen retention is not going to override horrible habits, going out to the club every weekend, eating McDonald's every day. Okay, it doesn't work like that. But this is a practice that if you implement can 5-10x the benefits that you get from a good diet, a healthy lifestyle, locked in habits, locked in routines. This is an amplifier. So we're going to talk about the benefits, specifically how it affects the androgen system, and then we're going to rank these effects from strong, mid, mild, and barely noticeable. And as always, before we get into the video, if you're ready to start prioritizing your health, your natural testosterone, and increasing your performance in all areas of life, there's a link in the description to my community, High Tier Human, where I teach men how to do those things. So if that's something that you're interested in, click that link. Join the community. I'll see you in there, and let's get into the video, guys. So the first benefit we're going to talk about is increased zinc stores in the body. Every time you ejaculate, you lose about 5 milligrams of zinc. If you're doing that on a daily basis, you are putting yourself in a perpetual state of zinc depletion. This is especially apparent if you eat a horrible diet in combination with gooning. If you're ejaculating every day, you have a leak in the bucket of zinc in your body. And most people out here eating the standard American diet are already deficient in zinc, right? So what do you think happens when your body's getting rid of 5 milligrams of zinc every day because you're spilling your seed on a regular basis? Your testosterone is going to be lower. Your performance is going to be lower. Your cognitive function. Guys, zinc is responsible for like 300 enzymatic processes in the body. It's an absolutely crucial mineral for everything that makes you a man. Having optimal zinc stores is a serious benefit of semen retention. And it's probably responsible for a lot of the other effects that we're going to talk about on here. But this is a very strong effect. If you are gooning on a regular basis right now, and you stop doing that, you're essentially giving your body 5 more milligrams of zinc on a daily basis. All right, next one we're going to talk about is prolactin. Most people think that estrogen is responsible for gynecomastia development, but prolactin is one of the main culprits here. It is stronger than estrogen at inducing gynecomastia development. Think about the word prolactin, prolactate. Prolactin is the enemy of everything that makes you a man. It's the enemy of dopamine. It is the opposite of testosterone, and it's responsible for the refractory period or post-nut clarity that you get after ejaculation. It is a absolutely horrible hormone if it's put into a man's body and produced in a man's body on a regular basis. It decreases androgen receptor sensitivity and testosterone directly, and every time you ejaculate, you get a spike of prolactin. So when you take away spilling your seed on a regular basis, you are decreasing prolactin a crazy amount in your body. This leads to higher androgens, higher androgen receptor sensitivity, more dopamine, more drive, more vitality to go after what you want in the world. So the decrease in prolactin is a very, very strong effect. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it in androgen maxing. Next is increased recovery. This is not a super strong effect, but it's definitely noticeable. Okay, I'm putting this in mild effect. This happens when you retain your seed because you're taking away a giant tax that's being placed on your body. The energy needed by your nervous system, by your Leydig cells, by your body is taxing, okay, if you're spilling that every single day. So when you don't have this massive energy leak, your recovery gets better. Your training performance gets better. Next benefit is going to be more attraction from women. Now, this is crazy. Like every anecdotal report that you read, this is one of the major benefits. I've personally experienced this. Generally, when you take on this practice, you are more goal-oriented. We're going to talk about the different hormonal effects here, but your pheromones are higher. Your self-esteem is higher, right? Because you're not letting your seed go to absolute degenerate content on the internet all the time. And women can sense this, guys. Women can sense when you're on your purpose, when you're not spilling your seed to disgusting content on the internet. If you take on this practice, you will notice more attraction. Now, the thing is if you're doing semen retention for the sole reason of garnering more attraction from women, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're placing too much importance on that, and you will keep yourself in a negative cycle. One night stands never bring fulfillment. What'll happen if you take on this practice in this manner is you'll go on a streak, you'll get attraction from women, and most guys can't handle it because they have no purpose, they have no direction, and they haven't done the inner work to find that for themselves. So they spill their seed, reset their streak, and they're left with all of this unfulfillment. This is never the way. way, but increased attraction from women is a very powerful effect that happens from semen retention. Next benefit on here is increased androgen receptor sensitivity, especially in the brain, guys. Anytime you increase your androgen receptor sensitivity, basically what you're doing is you're allowing testosterone and DHT and every androgen in your body to work better. This means more motivation, more drive, more muscle. Okay, this is going in androgen maxing. Think about this. Reproduction is one of the body's primary functions. Testosterone and DHT drive reproduction. So if you are retaining your seed for any increased period of time, your body is going to say, we are not reproducing. We need to upregulate processes that are going to make reproduction more likely. And that's exactly what increased androgen receptor sensitivity does. Along with making you more driven, giving you more vitality, increasing power output and performance, your testosterone, your DHT, your androgens will work better in your body. Next, we have higher baseline dopamine. Anytime you are not ejaculating on a regular basis, not going on horrible websites that wreck your brain chemistry, your dopamine baseline is going to be higher. And this makes it more enjoyable to do the things that are going to move you forward in life, to implement the correct habits, to find your purpose, guys. Most guys' dopamine systems are kept in a perpetual state of redline. And when your dopamine receptors are constantly redlined, everything in life just feels duller. And this goes along with lower prolactin as well, right? Dopamine and testosterone have a synergistic relationship. So generally, when dopamine's higher, testosterone is going to be higher as well. And if your dopamine receptors are desensitized, that literally lowers testosterone. And so when we can bring these dopamine receptors back online, reset them, it's going to have powerful effects on the rest of your entire life, on your drive to go and pursue your goals, on your ability to focus on everyday things. So this increased dopamine tone is a very strong effect that happens when you cut out porn and ejaculation. And the next two hormones on here, we have androstenedione and androstenone. Both of these increase pheromone production, and so they are synergistic with attraction from the opposite sex. When you are on semen retention, both of these hormones increase, and it increases pheromone production. This is just a basic evolutionary mechanism to make you more attractive to women so that your body can carry out its mission of reproduction. These are also androgens that have positive effects in the male body and increase motivation and masculine gene expression. Next benefit, we got more strength in the gym. We're going to put this in mid-effect because obviously it's not going to turn you into Ronnie Coleman, but when you're on a longer streak, you do notice far more strength in the gym, guys. The recovery goes up, strength goes up, performance goes up. Every area of physical performance increases the longer that you're on semen retention. All right, next is desexualizing the mind. This is a cheat code. Most men's brains are constantly filled with sexual thoughts all of the time, and these are distracting. But the longer that you implement this practice, the more desexualized your brain becomes, and the more you're able to unlock different avenues, unlock your purpose in life. In the modern day, having a desexualized mind is an absolute superpower. It puts you leagues above the average man. You have more focus. You can place your attention on areas of life that need progression, and you can actually stick to it. The longer that you stay on this practice, the less and less sexualized your mind becomes, and you return to a state of normal. The hypersexuality of the modern day is ruining the minds of men, and this practice literally combats that directly. This is a very strong effect that happens with longer term retention. The next benefit that we're going to talk about is increased testosterone levels. Okay, obviously we're putting this in androgen maxing. Now you'll see some studies on this, and these studies show that after ejaculation, testosterone increases up until the 7th day, and then it seems to drop off back to baseline, back to homeostasis. Personally, I don't believe that that's true. There has never been long-term studies done on semen retention because it's very hard to control for variables in these studies. It's hard to make sure that the men actually stick to the study parameters. But personally, in my own life, I have experienced what it's like to be a gooner. Okay, that was me for my entire early life. And at this point, I've also experienced what it's like to retain for an extended long period of time. And I can tell you that, yes, testosterone does peak on that 7th day, but it seems to be a new higher baseline when it does return to baseline. Or there's a very gradual increase in vitality and testosterone even after that 7th day. In my own personal experience, guys, you become so much more of a vital human the longer that you're on a streak, the longer that you're retaining for. Now, obviously, the benefits that you get, the increase in testosterone that you get, is so nuanced, right? Because some men are not even on the correct habits for high testosterone. And if you're not giving your body the proper substrates, the proper fats, the proper fuels to create testosterone, why would testosterone continue to increase after the 7th day? So I think that the correct habits have a lot to do with how much testosterone you get from retention. And if you have the correct habits in place, this benefit is going to be increased a substantial amount. The next benefit on here is increased aura. When you are retaining your sexual energy, you think better, you act better, you feel better, you're more attractive. Your ability to move the world around you is increased. Think about this. Your sexual energy is literally manifestation potential. And you can either use that manifestation potential to create a new life, or you can use that manifestation potential to create your own life and better the lives of those around you. Now, this may be due to just higher self-esteem, higher androgens, more pheromone production, better cognition, better muscular performance, probably a combination of all of these factors together. It is a very strong effect, a noticeable effect on longer streaks. Next, we have higher stress tolerance. I think a lot of this has to do with diet, environment, and lifestyle factors, but personally, in my own experience, I've noticed that retaining my sexual energy gives me a higher tolerance to the stresses of life, the stresses of business. Throughout life, you're going to have to problem solve. And if you're letting your seed go on a regular basis, you are letting go of this life force. Your ability to solve those problems, put out fires in your business, and move through the world with purpose is going to be decreased, okay? Your stress tolerance is going to be decreased. Now, this is from all of these factors right here. Lower prolactin, increased zinc, higher androgen receptor sensitivity, higher testosterone. All of these things play into higher stress tolerance. Next, we have the elimination of adult content. Now, obviously, if you're retaining your seed, you're not going to be watching these disgusting, degenerate websites. And because you're not watching these disgusting, degenerate websites, your dopamine baseline is higher. Porn is arguably just as, if not more addictive than hard drugs, guys. You are hijacking your entire dopamine system. You're lowering your vitality when you watch these things. You are destroying your self-respect and self-trust when you watch these things on the internet, guys. Remove adult websites from your life completely. They are hijacking your mind. They are a psyop put in place by modern society to keep men weak, to keep you down, to keep you distracted. It is mandatory that you eliminate these disgusting, degenerate websites from your life. Your life will improve in every metric when you do so. You will become a more centered, a more present male. Your testosterone will be higher. You'll be able to more effectively go about your business and take care of the things that need to be taken care of in your life, okay? Get rid of these. It's wrecking your brain. It's destroying your potential. Next benefit, semen retention gives you the ability to stay locked in, one-track minded, and focused on the goals that you want to achieve. It gives you the ability to manifest a specific life that you want to live and live life on your own terms. When your mind is not being constantly onslaughted by these degenerate thoughts, when you desexualize your brain, you have such a higher potential for focus. You have more androgens in your system, more vitality flowing through your bloodstream. And this allows you to stay one-track minded towards your goals, towards your ambitions, towards getting to where you want to be in life, even towards finding your purpose. I attribute finding my purpose to semen retention. It helped me to do that. Again, this is a very strong effect that semen retention provides. The ability to stay one-track minded and focused on your goals in life. And not only in life, but with the healthy habits, okay? With your training, with everything that's going to move you forward. Next, we have limitless focus. When you're on a longer streak of semen retention, yes, your confidence goes up. Yes, your self-esteem goes up. Yes, every aspect of your life improves, but you unlock this ability to focus in extremely well on tasks that need to be done and complete them with ruthless action. When you are retaining your sexual energy, you become an action taker and directing your energy into avenues that are going to help you level up, help others around you level up, and improve your life in all aspects becomes effortless. Directing your focus into these places becomes effortless, guys. Next benefit is increased fighting ability. Guys, if you're a combat sports athlete, there's a reason that Mike Tyson would abstain from sex before his fights. There's a reason that I believe Michael Jordan would abstain from sexual intercourse before his games. There's a reason that athletes do this, guys. And it's because it increases your power. It increases your competitive drive. It increases your vitality, your performance. Everything that's going to level up your athletic performance is increased when you're on a semen retention streak. So this is not a superpower effect, but it is a mid effect that semen retention provides. The increased ability to combat other beings on this planet. All right, and lastly, guys, max vitality. Okay, very strong effect. And it's due to all of these other factors that we covered here. When your zinc stores are higher, your androgen receptor sensitivity is up, you're producing more pheromones, you have an increased aura, you have an increased ability to manifest things in your environment and shape the world around you. You're a better fighter, you have better recovery. All of these things lead to more vitality. Now, I want want to say that if you are practicing semen retention and you do not have healthy habits set in place, you are not eating a good diet, you are not training on a regular basis, and you're not channeling that energy into a healthy, purposeful outlet, this life force, this vitality that you get, this manifestation energy that you garner from this practice has to have a positive, purposeful, healthy outlet. If it does not, it will lead you down degenerate paths. This is one of the most powerful self-improvement practices that you can implement in your life and start seeing immediate benefits from, guys. Ruthlessly implement this into your life. And I think another thing needs to be covered. If you're with a woman, that's completely different from gooning and self-pleasure. When you come together with a woman that you have connection with, and it's not some degenerate hookup, that's completely different. That actually has very positive hormonal benefits. We need to eliminate the gooning, okay? Completely remove gooning from your life. And I know that that is a lot easier said than done, but it is possible, guys, okay? There is a better life on the other side of semen retention, a more purposeful life, a higher testosterone life, a more fulfilling, higher dopamine life. Gooning is absolutely wrecking your progress as a male. It's taking away 50% of your potential, if not more. And especially when you combine gooning with an unhealthy lifestyle, a bad diet, horrible habits, and things like this, okay? Remove gooning from your life. You will level up in every aspect, guys. I promise. And that's going to conclude this tier list for today. And again, there's a link in the description to my community, High Tier Human, where I teach men how to increase their health, their natural testosterone, and performance in all areas of life. If that's something that you're interested in, click that link, join the community. I'll see you in there, guys. And as always, stay optimal.